Good morning and welcome back. It is 5:17. Hope you're having a good start to your day. Overall, I mean, it was a pretty nice weekend. We had some cooler temperatures for your Sunday. Most of the rain held off, and this morning we just have a couple of showers to contend with as we kick off this Monday, which is Veterans Day. So make sure that you are giving your love to all the veterans here across the Tennessee Valley and across the country because they do so much for us. Here's a look at your radar. We do have those showers coming into play along the Cumberland Plateau. A little bit of heavy downpour action coming towards Whitwell in that northern part of Berrien County. Some lighter showers back into Grundy County, but the rest of the area looking pretty good. This is all moving from the west to the east, and after this little batch moves through this morning, believe it or not, we're actually going to have some sunshine finally come back into the picture. It's been a very gloomy go of it for the first part of November. We haven't had a whole lot of sunshine, but it looks like today behind this front, dry air is going to filter in. So it's going to look a lot better here across much of the Tennessee Valley. So certainly good news in that regard if you're looking for the sunny skies. But as you're heading out on this Monday, you may encounter some wet roadways in and around parts of Polk County, Cherokee County, Fannin, Gilmer, and then back along the Cumberland Plateau. Looking pretty good here in the direct valley into Chattanooga and Dighton and parts of Athens and Dalton. But still, as those showers come in from west to east, there still could be a little bit of wet roadway action as you're heading out. So it might not be a bad idea to give yourself a little extra time. Here's a look over downtown Chattanooga. Creative Discovery Museum showing some cloud cover out there, but generally dry. And like I mentioned earlier, this cloud cover will start to fade away. Now temperatures still very mild, not as mild as what we were dealing with last week, especially towards the end of the week, but temperatures are in the 50s and 60s as we get into your afternoon. Low to mid 70s, reaching 75 in Chattanooga. Cooler along the plateau where we'll have 68, 70 in Blue Ridge, and 70 degrees in Murphy on this Veterans Day. So a lot of praise, I would imagine, ongoing a little bit later this morning. A lot of the rain ends by 9 o'clock, and even the rain before 9 o'clock is not going to be all that impressive. By the time we get into your afternoon, temperatures climbing to around 74 by 3 p.m. Sunrise today, 7:11, sunset 5:38. And here's your temperature trend. For once, it's going to be a little bit cooler for the month of November. It seems like it's been very warm the last couple of weeks. Look at this, 60 Thursday, 64 Friday, 67 Saturday. Not necessarily cold, but it certainly is going to feel more like fall. And some of your morning temperatures are going to drop down into the 40s, maybe even the 30s by the weekend. So it is going to feel much cooler here across the Tennessee Valley, which makes sense because as we continue through the month of November, our temperature trend is on a downward spiral into the 50s by the time we get into the first week of December. First freeze of the season. When's that going to happen here in Chattanooga? Some of you got it back in the middle of October, but we still haven't had that first freeze of the season here in the city. Doesn't look likely this week, and the latest we've ever had our first freeze of, I guess you would call it the winter months, is January 9th. On average, it happens around November 9th. So we're running a little behind schedule, but that's to be expected with the recent warm weather that we've had. As for your Futurecast, so like I mentioned earlier, a lot of this rain, not going to be impressive this morning. A couple lingering showers through the middle of the morning. After lunchtime, that's when these clouds are going to erode, and we're going to get some sunshine back in here. Going to be a really nice Monday for us all the way through this evening. Now going into your Tuesday, another full day of sunshine. Going to be a fantastic day of weather tomorrow. Wednesday, most of the day is going to be dry, especially daylight hours, but we're going to be tracking our next weather maker throughout the day on Wednesday. Most of this rain is going to hold off throughout the daylight hours, like I mentioned, and then going into the late evening, that's when we'll have some of that rain coming through. Now this front is going to have a lot quicker motion than this last one, so we will get rain from this. How much? Probably closer to 1/2 of an inch, and this is going to continue to push from west to east throughout the day on Thursday. A couple lingering showers Thursday morning, and then we'll get some more sunshine by the weekend. But rainfall totals not looking overly impressive with this next system. Maybe up to 1/2 of an inch west of Chattanooga, 1/4 of an inch to the east. So not going to get a lot of rain. But like I mentioned last week, any little drop that we can get certainly will be beneficial because we are still dealing with a widespread drought. For today, 75, rain showers this morning, sunshine this afternoon. Tonight, going to drop down into the lower 50s here in Chattanooga, 40s in some of our mountain communities. So it's finally going to be a little bit cooler. And then moving into your next 7 days, our next round of rain, late Wednesday into Thursday. Then for your weekend, you're going to want to enjoy it because we're talking fall-like temperatures, Paul.
Oh, well, how about that? Finally.
Yeah, I'm ready for it, especially after the 80s and the humidity last week.
It was weird.
Let's get cooler weather in.
I agree. Thank you, Clay.